Hello everybody, this is John Doe from Doing Network, and today I'll be doing another deck profile. I'll be showing you my Madolches deck, so as a lot of you guys probably know, the Madolches really aren't that great, so I guess let's get right to it. So we have 17 monsters, 15 spells, and 8 traps. So we have Guardian... Oh, someone's talking to me, sorry, got to answer this. Hey John, have you seen a new Madolche card? What? Madolche? Excuse me, I had to type this in. Check this out. Huh? What the fuck? So yeah, we have new Madolche cards. As you can see, the deck has so many more new cards. We have Messenger Lotto, we have Mermaid, we also had Maple, but that wasn't that new anymore. It was actually just a little after the original Madolche cards. And we also have Crufcent. So I guess let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. We have 19 monsters, 13 spells, and 8 traps. So we have 3 Messenger Lotto. This card, with this special ability, if it's special summoned, and there's a beast type Madolche monster on your side of the field, then you can add any Madolche spell or trap card to your deck. Right now, I only actually have the Chateau and the Ticket, which is the Ticket's a new card now. So it's actually much faster than the Butler Arrest, because first of all, you just need to special summon it, which is really easy when you go with Mule, and that's also easy to get with the Ticket and the Madolches. So that's why it's so much faster now, and it can also get the Chateau. So with the Butler Risk, whatever, I don't really care. It's stupid French people. So with this card, you can only get the Chateau, and you have to have another monster with the Madolche in this name, and that's just so much harder to work with. So next card, we have 3 Madolches to set up the deck. We have 3 Marmamaids, which helps out getting the Ticket and the Chateau back, which happens a lot of times when your opponent uses Heavy Storm or Mystical Space Typhoon. So we have 2 Crufcent. With this card's effect, you can put any Madolche card, and since it says card and not just monster, it's really important with that with saying card. So with this card, you can put it to your hand, and then this card gains 1 level and 300 attack. So it's great control. You can choose whatever level you want, basically. Well, not just 3 or 4, but I don't. Those are 2 levels that actually matter. We have 3 Birdmen. I was actually thinking about putting this to 2. However, I felt like it was just perfect the way it is at 3. I wanted to see what it looks like at this, and so far it's doing really well. We have 3 Mule to work with the Messenger Lotto. And since we're not really, since the deck is actually changed, I should probably explain this. I got rid of, as you can see, there's no pudding cess anymore. The only reason why the deck was so slow was because of this dumb card, Pudding Cess. This dumb card made it so slow. You had to have no monsters in the graveyard. It was hard to summon, and it was just way too weak. And the only part of this card that was actually worth having is the last part, when you can destroy a card in the field. Not worth it at all. That's why you can now have Max C and 2 Effect Veiler. It's just that you don't really care what you have in your graveyard anymore, because it doesn't matter anymore. You can stop focusing on your graveyard and start focusing on kicking your opponent's butt with this deck now. So for the spell cards, we have a Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, 3 Chateau to put the Madolche monsters back to your deck, and gain 500 attack, and also put your Madolches to your hand if they're destroyed. And with the Ticket, this card is amazing. It's basically Wind Up Factory. So with this card, if a Madolche monster was put to your hand or to the deck, it doesn't say Madolche, so any Madolche card. So once you do that, you can add another Madolche to your hand. Unfortunately, its last effect, if you have a Madolche Fairy type monster in the field, then you can special summon, but I don't think it's really worth it. So we have a Mind Control, which is actually one of my personal favorites for this deck, Monster Reborn, and 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, and a Reinforcing the Army to search for the Messenger Lotto. You could also search for the Co-Veiler, but I just didn't care enough. So for traps, we have 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, which since a lot of the cards are really weak in this deck, Bottomless Trap Hole takes down those really powerful monsters like Shining and Light Pulsar. We have 2 Fiendish Chain to stop those cards you just can't stop, like Wind Up Rat or Dark. I meant to say Insector Dragonfly, we have 1 Judgment, 2 Solemn, and Torrential. I was actually afraid of putting in Torrential in this deck because I was afraid of putting the Madolches in your graveyard because it has to be by your opponent's effect or opponent's battle, because then your monster goes to the graveyard, I believe, right? Yeah, so it has to be by your opponent's effect. So now for the extra deck, we have 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia Ray, and this card is way broken. We have 2 Tiramisu. So with this card, as long as you have a Madolche card in your graveyard, you can send it. You can send up to 2 to your deck once per turn, and then the same amount of cards you put to the deck with this card's effect, you can return 2 cards or 1 card, same amount of cards you sent to your deck to their deck, and that's amazing. So we have 1 Vision, 1 Emerald if I ever want those Madolches back to the deck, and for the levels rank 3s we have a Leviathan and a Windup. For the Sinkers we have Mistworm, Stardust, Rose, Fairy, Gaia, Baronic, and Ally. So as you can see, the extra deck is completely changed. Not the extra deck, I meant to say the side deck is actually completely different than it used to be. I usually show you my side deck, what I actually competitively put inside a side deck, but I decided that was really boring and I don't care. So I'm going to show you instead cards that would be perfect for this deck. So we see Exodius, which puts all your monsters to your deck. We have Guardian Yachts, which used to be the boss monster of the deck, but then you don't care about putting stuff anymore, so it doesn't matter. Malefic Stardust Dragon that worked with the Chateau. DD Warrior Lady. In my other build you saw earlier, this card is actually really good, but it doesn't really matter anymore because with this card you can just banish the monster, a monster your opponent has, and you can't get over it. So that's why this card's there. Same thing with the Grand Mole, and with Battle Fader, if it was special summoned by its effect, you can banish. That's why its effect is so good. So we have for the spells, Pot of Avarice, Pot of Duality, Terraforming to get the Chateau. For traps, we have Horn of the Phantom Beast, which was actually I've seen on Bus Fair, and you've probably seen it before too. But it works with the Madolche Crescent and the Madolche Mule Fuel, whatever. So because they're beast type monsters, and it did work for him. I don't like it that much though. Save Sun, because you can protect your putting sets in your Guardian Yatos. And with Ultimate Offering, there's actually 2 OTKs. One OTK involves the gadgets, and the other OTK actually works with the new deck right now. So for the last 3 cards, you can see they're completely weird. These are 3 different kind of decks combined with the Madolches, and I believe they work really well with it. Like the Gadolches, the Gear Town Madolches, and the Hero Madolches, which I created. Well, probably, I don't know. There are other cards too, like Starlight Road, to protect your monsters, and other stuff like that. I was actually thinking about putting Starlight Road in this deck. So if you have any ideas, any questions, or suggestions for this deck, comment below, and I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. I'll see you guys next time.